Key moments from 2 months of Trump civil fraud trial. The $250 million civil fraud trial against Donald Trump and his company concluded after more than 2 months of intense proceedings. The final witness, an accounting professor at Cornell University, was called to rebut the testimony of an NYU accounting professor who had testified earlier on Trump's behalf. Judge Arthur Engoron is expected to issue his verdict next month. The trial featured 45 days of testimony from a total of 46 witnesses. The New York Attorney General's office claimed that Trump's financial statements were fraudulent and inflated, while Trump's team argued that the statements were largely accurate. The trial was filled with dramatic moments, including testimony from the former president and his family members. Here are some key moments from the trial. Let us know if you agree with them. Number 1. A former president testifies as a witness. A former president took the witness stand, opting not to testify in his defense earlier this week. In a remarkable day as part of the AG's case last month, the former president openly criticized James and Engoron. Trump asserted, "I think she's a political hack," referring to James, and labeled Engoron a very hostile judge, extremely hostile judge. Expressing particular displeasure with Engoron's pretrial finding that he had committed persistent fraud, Trump stated, "He ruled against me and he said I was a fraud before he knew anything about me, nothing about me," referring to Engoron's oversight of legal disputes between Trump and the Attorney General's office over the years. Number 2. A spat over Mar-a-Lago. Out of all the extortion claims held up by the AG, the one that seemed to irritate Trump the most was one including his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. The AG's office emphasized that Trump valued Mar-a-Lago between $426 million and $612 million on his financial statements from 2011 to 2021, while the Palm Beach County assessor appraised its market value at $18 million to $27 million during the same period. Notably, the financial statements characterized the property as a private home, despite Trump's agreement with the county restricting its use to a social club. Trump consistently expressed dissatisfaction with the AG's reference to the tax valuation and Judge Engoron's pretrial determination that non-disclosure of the club restriction was fraudulent. During his testimony, Trump disputed the judge's $18 million valuation, asserting the property's worth to be between $1 billion and $1.5 billion. This complaint extended to various public forums, including court appearances, political rallies, and his Truth Social website. In the latest defense testimony, Palm Beach real estate broker Lawrence Moens presented a video valuing the property at over $1 billion, extending an invitation to the AG to tour the property in person, cheekily suggesting Trump would not be present during the visit. Number 3. Gag order controversy and consequences. Trump actively participated in multiple days of the trial, yet some of his comments to reporters during breaks proved detrimental. On the trial's second day, Trump directed reporters to a post on his Truth social media platform, where he not only disclosed the identity of the judge's law clerk but also made false accusations about her alleged personal relationship with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat, New York. In response to Trump's actions, the judge not only ordered the removal of the post but also imposed a gag order explicitly preventing Trump from discussing his court staff, deeming such attacks unacceptable, inappropriate, and intolerable. Subsequently, Trump incurred a $5,000 fine when it was discovered that the offending post persisted on a campaign website weeks later. The judge, considering further sanctions, including the possibility of jail time, prompted Trump's attorneys to appeal both the gag orders and the fines levied against their client. Number 4. Trump stomps out of the court. On October 25, Engoron imposed an additional $10,000 fine on Trump after determining that he had told reporters outside the courtroom that the judge is a very partisan judge with a person who's very partisan sitting alongside him, perhaps even much more partisan than he is. Interpreting this as a reference to his law clerk, whom Trump had previously alleged was politically biased against him, the judge directed Trump to take the witness stand. During his testimony, Trump claimed he was referring to that day's witness, his former attorney turned outspoken critic Michael Cohen. Despite Trump's public use of various derogatory terms for Cohen, partisan had not been among them. Dismissing Trump's testimony as not credible, the judge issued a fine, accompanied by a warning, "Don't do it again, or it will be worse." Subsequently, Trump abruptly exited the courtroom, surprising both his lawyers and Secret Service agents. Number 5. Trump met with an old friend. Michael Cohen faced his former boss for the first time in 5 years during his testimony. James initiated her investigation into Trump following Cohen's revelations about his business practices to the House Oversight Committee on Capitol Hill in 2019. Trump attended the court proceedings for Cohen's testimony and appeared to relish the moment as his attorney, Alina Habba, led Cohen to admit he had lied under oath in a previous court case. While Cohen, who claimed involvement in preparing financial statements, stated that Trump never explicitly instructed him to inflate values. Trump used this statement to proclaim victory to reporters. His legal team then requested the judge to rule in their favor. Under further questioning from the AG, Cohen affirmed that Trump's style did not involve making direct requests, likening him to a mob boss who conveys his desires without explicitly stating them. Number 6. Former accountant faults the Trumps. The first witness for the Attorney General was Donald Bender, Trump's former accountant. Bender affirmed that he compiled the financial statements, referred to as statements of financial condition, using information and valuations provided by executives at the Trump Organization. He explicitly stated his reliance on company officials, such as former CFO Alan Weisselberg and Senior Vice President Jeff McConney, for accurate information. When questioned about whether he later discovered the company had withheld information, Bender unequivocally responded, yes, noting the failure to turn over paper documents over several years. Additionally, Weisselberg and McConney, who had previously testified in the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal tax fraud trial against the Trump Organization last year, also provided testimony. The company was convicted and fined, and Weisselberg, who pleaded guilty to falsifying business records, received a 5-month jail sentence. Number 7. Trump family accuses the accountants. In their testimonies, the former president, his sons Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr., Alan Weisselberg, and other company officials, assertively placed responsibility on Bender and the rest of their accounting team. Trump made an unequivocal statement, saying, "All I did is authorize and instruct people to provide whatever was necessary for the accountants to create a statement. In other words, we supplied them with all the information they needed. If they didn't receive it, they wouldn't proceed with the statement." This assertion not only emphasizes Trump's role in authorizing the process but also underscores the importance placed on the accountant's access to essential information for accurate financial statements. Number 8. Rebuttals on penthouse claims and financial disclosures. In a compelling rebuttal, state attorneys strategically presented Kevin Sneddon, Trump International Realty's managing director, to expose the inflationary claims surrounding Donald Trump's penthouse, a focal point in the Attorney General's complaint. Trump's insistence on the penthouse's exaggerated 30,000 square feet, compared to its actual third of that size, unraveled as Sneddon testified about Weisselberg's limited information provision and the erroneous size relayed directly by him. Tensions escalated with objections from Trump's attorney, Chris Kise, attempting to shift blame. In another instance, State Attorney Kevin Wallace's direct examination of Lewis, the New York Attorney General's final rebuttal witness, laid bare critical lapses in Trump's financial disclosures. Lewis forcefully argued the absence of a discounted cash flow analysis, disputing testimonies from defense experts and emphasizing Mazur's limited responsibility due to their compilation report. Despite persistent objections, Wallace adeptly navigated through the examination, visibly irritated by interruptions, while Kise's pointed remark highlighted the perceived ineffectiveness of the defense's objections in the courtroom. In conclusion, with the evidentiary portion concluded, the trial enters a crucial phase, awaiting closing arguments that will shape Judge Engoron's ultimate decision. The looming verdict, set against the backdrop of Trump's real estate empire and political aspirations, adds a layer of complexity to an already intense legal battle. As the trial unfolds, the eyes of the nation remain fixed on the courtroom, anticipating the resolution of a saga that has gripped the nation for over 2 months. While closing arguments are slated for January 11th, a verdict is not expected until the end of the month, leaving Trump's real estate empire hanging in the balance. In your opinion, what did we miss? Also, what was your favorite moment from the trial? Thanks for watching. If you like it, comment and hit the like and share buttons. Subscribe for future videos.